everyone. Thank you for being on this webinar again. As you're aware, we launched a couple of weeks ago or 3 weeks ago a series of 6 webinars where we're showing how your company can actually automate the entire printing process. This goes from the order entry to the delivery. My name is Serge Kloss, and I am the Software and Solution Product Manager here at Durst. And together with my colleague Randy Baer, the Project Manager, we will show you step by step how Durst software can manage your company's processes from actually pixel to output. So far in this series, we've shown how we can create actually an order in SmartShop, our e-commerce platform. We've seen how Lift ERP is able to control and manage your entire printing business. And finally, Randy showed us also how to automate the pre-press tasks to secure actually the quality of the print. And in today's session, we will be slightly a little bit different as we will move more towards the printing devices. You will see the extended possibilities we are offering to our users to automate the whole process, again, from pixel to output. We will demonstrate in this session how Durst workflow interacts with our printers. The P5 will get production instruction and behave automatically according to the data it gets. So we are able to trigger events and to send instructions to the printer in order to trigger specific settings. But I will let Randy show you how this is working live. So Randy, please.
Yes, thank you, Serge. Thank you, everyone, for being on the webinar with us today. As I've mentioned before in previous sessions, I actually worked in a printing facility for many years, and I know how valuable your time can be. So even taking a half hour out of your day today, I truly, trust me, I appreciate it more than you can possibly imagine. So as Serge mentioned a couple weeks ago, we started with showing how orders can be created in our e-commerce platform, SmartShop. So I think we had done some pillows, we've done some banner stands, we've done some yard signs. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to go into the realm of corrugated displays, and we're going to make a beer bottle carrier. So of course, with SmartShop, we can utilize our editor. And it's very powerful because we can pull art from a stock library such as Adobe. We also have our own stock library that we can brand to your company. We can have patterns, we can have colors, but for this one here today, we're actually going to upload a file. I actually have a brew that we want to be able to promote. And so I'm just going to choose this and upload it here. It's nice here. We can see what the cut paths are. We can see what the score paths are, the folding paths, etc. We're going to place this picture. I'm going to go full screen with it. And we can start to see, okay, exactly what is this going to look like? The nice thing is when we add it to the cart, we can see exactly what it's going to look like. It actually will show it in a 3D model if you want to show something like that, if it makes sense. So here we actually show, here is our output. This is what our final product is going to look like. And you can almost imagine the bottles being popped down in there. Of course, from here, we can add it to the cart and check out. We're not going to do that today. We did that on a previous session, but you get the idea. That information can then also be carried over to Lift, which is our e-commerce platform. Now, Lift, as we had demonstrated before, can handle everything in your printing facility. It can handle everything from customers. It can handle all your orders and routing of orders and everything, such as we see here. We see what type of material this is to be printed on, what the quantity is, what our pricing is, scheduling, you name it. We can handle catalog management, production management, so we can see, okay, how busy is each area of our facility. We can see, where we are running into bottlenecks, that type of thing. Also handles inventory and financials as well. It basically oversees your entire printing facility. Incredibly powerful, and we can discuss that a little more. We'll actually touch a little more on Lift next week. We're just kind of touching on it today. So, additionally, in a previous session, we had looked at a customer who had sent in an art file. As you may or may not recall, that art file was not very good. It had all kinds of problems. It had no bleed. It had, the inks were wrong. It had some blacks that were registration black, some were pure black, no bleed, no cut path. It had all kinds of issues with it. Would have taken someone to go into Illustrator and modify this file manually. However, utilizing fix-up chains, which are the power of one of the powerful things of Durst Workflow Plus, we were able to just click a button and have a print ready, completely ready to go file from this file that was not very good. It was a very problematic file. Today, the best part about this is these different platforms, Smart Shop, Lift, Workflow, they all work together. They all work in conjunction with each other. You can also get them individually. So if we need Smart Shop, we get Smart Shop. If we want Smart Shop and Lift, we can do that, Smart Shop and Workflow. We have the ability to kind of mix and match based on what your company needs. Today, we have kind of covered everything up to the printing, but now let's really talk about what is arguably the most important part of this. We say pixel to output, and we've covered a lot of pixels. Let's talk about automating the printing process. So I'm going to switch here. And again, we can kind of see accounting, sales, this can be covered. Orders come in via Lift, via Smart Shop, sales people, direct calls, create the orders. We've talked a lot about prepress and design preparation and the RIP and color management. We're going to touch on that as well. We're going to hit printing today. Of course, Lift oversees everything, so you could have your packing and your shipping logistics. That can all be handled directly within the system because it has full integration into everything that we need, everything in order to get it out the door. But again, we're going to zero in today on the print production process, because one of the things I think that's very important is when we talk about data, data isn't just a print file. I mean, that's one of the most important parts, but it's not just a print file. So we're going to take a look. We're going to hop back into workflow. And we're going to take a look at a job that we had created today. One piece was the beer bottles, which we can see here. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. You see there's two different lines because there are two different products within this one job. They're going to be going to different materials. They're going to be different information. So we have the print file. That's great. We can print it. But what we really need is we need more than that. We need all the data that would come with that. We need to know what substrate this is printing on. We need to know what the substrate definition is. We need to know what the color setup is. Excuse me, what our color policies are. If there are spot colors, we need to know those. We need to know technical colors. So if we're going to be doing cutting, that is passed along as well. So here, as we take a look, we go a little deeper on this. We do have the ink information. Here's all our ink information: cyan, magenta, yellow, black. This is what we're producing. We're laying down a white underlay on this, so it'll look really nice. But it also has creases that we need to do. It also has a cut die line here as well. So we can see exactly all this information. This information is, it's not, like I said, it's not just a print file. It's your cutting information. It's telling the press what needs to happen. What material does this need to go on? What substrate does it need to go on? Does it have technical colors? Let's take a look at the other one, the other product on this one. So in this job, we're also doing some boxes here. We see that we're doing 150 of those. We get all the information that we need. Again, it's on a different material. So it's running on a different material. This information is giving instructions to the printing devices, and it's giving this instruction to your cutting devices as well. When I say printing devices, a lot of times people will think, oh, great, it works only for Durst Durst printers. That's not the case. Obviously, we being Durst, we would love to see you have nothing but Durst printers. But if you have other presses, this can feed to those presses as well. It can also feed to, excuse me, the cutting devices. So Zunes, Kongsbergs, what have you. This cutting information can be automatically fed straight through to those devices. Again, we're seeing here's the die cut, here's the creasing. That is instructing those devices what to do, and it's doing it automatically. It's doing it in an automated manner. Of course, it also has color management, and here we see someone has said, okay, this is a Pantone that we need to use. It's a very powerful color management system within workflow. So here we can actually go in, and if we see this Pantone, we would be able to make modifications to the Pantone as needed. We can do that as a print item. We can do it as a substrate. Okay, this substrate, we always need to have a slight tweak to that, or by customer, because a lot of customers will say, I'm going to call out this Pantone, but this Pantone is actually a little different. I need it to be a slightly different color, and you can set that so it automatically switches and it adapts that on the fly, so you don't always need to be going in and manually adjusting. That's what we're attempting to do, is eliminate those manual adjustments. Of course, then it also needs to nest, and that information can be passed along as well. So here we can see we have our nesting preview. We have imposed this, and we can automatically get the information. Again, all of this information has been passed to the printing device. It's been passed to the cutting device automatically from the very beginning. So we know this is how this is to be optimized. This is our, we can see what degree of optimization are we at? Well, we're at about 78%. Maybe there's ways that we can tweak this. With this, it's going to be printing in a certain manner. It may have flutes or something. So it's very important that it prints in that type of manner. Again, that information can be passed along as well. So what does this mean? What does it really mean to have all of this information? Whenever I keep saying data is not just a print file, or data is more than a print file. So in our example, we placed an order. We had the beer tray. That was going to be on one type of media. That was going to be on cardboard. The box was going to be, we were just doing it on some Gardamat. It was just some sample boxes. So here what we are showing is two different channels that this one job is getting all the information passed down for it. So for today, our blue is going to represent cardboard. So imagine, here is this job, this beer tray is going to be printed on cardboard. We're just going to say that is the blue substrate for today. Additionally, the Gardamat is going to be on our orange substrate for the day. Okay, again, it is being passed along and it's being told by workflow, this is where this job needs to print. This is the tracks it needs to use. So we have 2 tracks on media ID 1, which is the cardboard. We have 6 for media ID 6, which is the Gardamat. Digging a little further on that, let's really think about this, okay? You're in a printing facility. Here is your printer. The nice Durst P5, we hope. But again, it can be other presses. So workflow tells the press what size, what quantity, what color setup, what media, and where to pull it. So here, let's say that you have, the blue was our cardboard. So you'll have a stack of cardboard here that is going to be sent through, printed, and then pulled off the machine that is printed. We have our orange, the Gardamat. It is being pulled from here. It can be, pulled again, sent through, and then stacked over here. I'm saying that you can do this manually, but let's say there was another way to do it that you may be able to utilize. So I'll just leave it at that and just say, please visit us at FESPA. We can also automate the auto spooling and media changes. So again, that type of information, it can be automated. We can automate the process. We can streamline the process so everything is going through. This information is being given to the printing device. It's being given to the cutting device. It is being given because of workflow. It's being given because of Smart Shop. You're getting all that information. You're not manually trying to catch everything and make sure that you have everything correct. It's being automatically given. Not only to the presses, it's going to the cutters as well, as we saw. It will do the cutting, it will do the scoring, and it will do the folding. Again, that information is not something that's manually being processed. It's being automatically sent through the system. It's also a bi-directional process. So what does that allow us to do? What allows us to do some post-production analysis, which we will talk about in a couple days because we're going to have another webinar this week where we're going to be discussing some of that. And that allows us to optimize our entire printing facility, not just the presses, but not just the cutters, but our production staff. So they're getting the most out of their day as well. So Durst is a solutions provider. What is the end result of setting up all this automation? What's the end result of having orders come in directly into Lift or orders being processed by workflow? Well, it's efficiency. We're saving time. We're saving a lot of time in our media handling and in our setups. We have a quicker response to market. We've said before, I don't know how many times. Everyone wants everything faster than they've ever gotten it before. Everyone expects it to be, I can hit Control P. I can hit print on my printer on my desktop. Why can I not get that from my printing company? And this allows you to get much faster response to the market. It allows us to analyze and eliminate bottlenecks. Sometimes we can be a little biased. We can say, okay, I know this is a bottleneck, but what this allows us to do, this entire production, we can see exactly where the bottlenecks are occurring. And we'll talk, like I said, we'll talk more about that when we talk a little bit about analytics and the information that we can get out of our various softwares here to see exactly what gains we can get throughout the printing facility. This gives us constant production, scheduling optimization, I like to call it. Are we getting the most out of our printing presses? Are we truly able to process things quickly, or are we waiting on information? By automating the information, by streamlining the information, streamlining the data, we're getting everything where we need to go right into our production environment. It's software solutions and digitization. We've talked about orders. We've talked about, able to just streamline, excuse me, those files that are coming in from customers and not spending a lot of time on those. Just have the system handle that and get it to the press. The end result, of course, is savings, and that's what this is all about. We are reducing the manual work that needs to be done, that redundant work that we've done for years, that we know there has to be a better way. This is the better way. This is how you can streamline all that production. And we reduce the production issues. Just being able to do that, you're not going to run into as many hiccups. You're not going to run into as many problems because all of the data is automated. It's all flowing through the system. You're getting better quality. And one of the biggies is you're getting material savings. In our example today, we may look at it and say, okay, well, we're going to save some on cardboard. We're going to get a better yield or something like that. But it's not just that. I mean, you're getting ink consumption savings as well. That is huge. You can save a lot of money with Durst workflow. Ink saving processes, that is huge. It is a huge gain. So we're getting gains from the very beginning of the process to the very end of the process. Material savings, ink consumptions, labor savings, you name it, it is being covered by this process. It's pixeled output. We talked at the beginning, it's sales automation, product selection and buying. It's in Smart Shop. You can create those print ready PDFs. They're going to come in. They can hit workflow. Then you're automating the production. We've talked about how we're getting cutters covered. We're getting printers covered. We're swapping out inks. We're saving time on PMS colors. It is all covered within here. And where does that really, truly benefit us? At the print automation step. Of course, we're going to have auto material feeding and printing. That is so important. It really is. Pixel to output. I know that sounds like a cute marketing slogan, but it truly is what we say it is. It is print automation from pixel to output. And with that, I will hand it back to Serge.
Thank you for your excellent insight on how our solutions can help to automate the printing process. We went from the print. Actually, we can automate print just with data. We can automate robotics. As you can see, it can grab the right media on the right place. We can even go beyond with interacting with the cutting devices. So data can trigger the whole production chain, and that's exactly the takeaway you have to remind today. This was our 4th of the 6 sessions on our road to FESPA. I hope you really appreciate it. The aim was to have short session to provide with overviews on how the Durst solutions can enhance your processes. So we want to keep that short, but also we want to give you the opportunity at FESPA to get more information about the whole things you've seen during those sessions. The next session will show you how to use Durst analytics to increase actually your company's efficiency. I also draw your attention to the fact that the next session will be held on Thursday, the 11th. So this week, in the day after tomorrow. As usual, if you have any questions, feel free to send them to software-solutions@durst-group.com. We will also obviously be happy to welcome you at FESPA to provide you with all the answers you may need, of course. And it's time for me to thank you for your time and see you on Thursday. So don't forget to subscribe. And thank you very much. Bye-bye.